Next is operating guidelines for implementing mobile device security policies. Nowadays, people keep more and more type of confidential information on mobile computing devices than their employees or they themselves should know, like the credit card and bank account numbers, passwords, confidential email and strategic information about the organizations, and so on. That is, not only their personal details but also organizational details are also available on the handheld devices. This has made cybersecurity a more serious issue than ever before. Another important point to consider here is, till now we are discussing only about the cell phones and the laptops, but other kind of mobile devices also include, as we have seen previously, the pen drives or the removable devices also. So consider that an employee loses his USB or pluggable drive. Imagine the business impact if that device contains the organizational data and say that data is sensitive in nature, like the customer's PAN card numbers, credit reports, or their personal phone numbers. So this will be a very serious issue. So how you are going to overcome such loss? In this particular case, when controls cannot be implemented to protect the data, the simplest solution is to prevent users from storing proprietary information on platforms which are insufficiently secure. Means here what it says is you should simply prohibit the staff from storing the sensitive information onto pen drives, but obviously it is highly impractical. So proper operational guidelines should be there. So that is what we are going to study here. So let's go to next slide. So these are the guidelines. First of all, do employees actually need mobile devices at all? That is, suppose an employee is preferring to use his laptop to do the office job. But why? Is he actually working on site? Is he working from some remote location? If not, that is, if employee is in the organization, then why there is a need to use the laptop? In that case, employee has to use the non-mobile devices or the organizational infrastructural devices to perform the office job. That is, we have to compare the risk and the benefits of using mobile devices and come to a proper decision when and where the mobile devices should be used. Next is, apart from default security settings, the mobile devices should also be having the security tools provided by the organizations, and that this should be in a proper augmented manner, means combining the default security setting of the mobile devices as well as the security tools provided by the organization. These tools may be with proper confirmation, that is, what is the benefits of using such tools for the organization, like the cost, like the special security needs, etc. Next guideline is regarding the standardization. That is, organization must establish some standard for the mobile computing devices as well as the security tools used on them, because it is common observation that there is a risk to security when different kind of tools or devices are used within an organization or within a single network. So uniformity should be maintained. Next guideline is, that is the fourth one, is to develop a specific framework that is particular for the mobile computing devices. So there must be a specific framework for this purpose, and there must be well defined policies, like how you are going to synchronize the data, if you are having firewalls and anti-malware softwares for mobile devices or not, and so on. The fifth guideline is regarding the centralized management for the devices. So you should maintain an inventory to keep a record of who is using what kind of devices. This means not only organizational devices, but also you have to keep track of staff's personally owned devices. so that you have an idea of how many variety of devices are getting connected to your network. Next is regarding the software upgradation. So you must establish a proper patching procedure for the software on the mobile devices. But here it is not necessary in every situation. Generally, whenever you are upgrading your organizational softwares, in the same phase you can also upgrade the softwares on the mobile devices. Both the activities can be performed in same manner. Next is regarding the labeling of the devices and registering them with the suitable service that will help them to recover. Here labeling means when you keep the inventory of the organizational devices or the whatever things are available in the organization, you generally mark them using permanent marker or permanent, say, painting devices with some numbers and the short form of the organization. Say for our Devgiri we are used DIEMS, so you must have noticed that DIEMS /1024 something that is available on each and every processor and system, something that you put while putting attendance onto your lab registers, right? So that is the kind of label. So what it does, that is, if any thing from the organization got stolen, a label is there, so it can be identified prominently that this device belongs to one particular organization. And along with this, what is done is there is some insurance agency on which you register all these devices, so that if they get lost, there is some third party who is a witness that these devices belong to your organization, and there will be an easy recovery for the devices. Next important guideline is that each and every device that is going outside the organizational security perimeter, each and every device must have a system to remotely disable that device, so that if it got lost, there is a procedure so that you can disable that device and the data does not go into the wrong hands. Next is to remove the data from the computing devices and take the proper deletion and backup before reassigning it to the new owners. That is, consider an example where some senior manager in the company is using a laptop provided by the company, and after some time a new laptop is issued to that manager and the old one goes to some junior staff. So if such situation occurs, proper backup and data deletion should be performed so that data is not accessible to those who are not authorized to access it. Next guideline is education and awareness. We have already covered it a couple of times. So even if your employees are technically sound, you cannot expect them to follow company security strategy if they are not informed about it. So organizations should take care to properly provide the awareness to the staff regarding the standard security procedures accepted and preferred by the organization. Now finally, some points regarding how to handle the matter of designing the organizational security policy. There are different ways. One is to create a distinct policy. This should be preferred if handling mobile device security is that much of a serious issue to your organization. That is, it is so serious that you need a exclusive policy for handling the security of mobile devices. But you can also go by another approach where you can take your existing security policy and upgrade it to include the procedures to handle the issues related to mobile devices. Generally, a hybrid approach is preferred, where you design explicit policies for the issues specific to mobile devices, like what to do if they are lost or stolen. But general usage issues can be covered under general IT policies, like how to access organizational LAN or WAN on mobile devices can be common for all types of devices. The organizations which are new to mobile devices can adopt the umbrella policy, that is the policy that covers each and every aspect of the mobile devices and its security in a more general and standardized manner, and over time they can modify that policy as per their requirements and challenges specific to them. So that's all for Unit 5. I have uploaded all the contents of our institute of this Unit 5 into our institute Moodle, and I request you to go through them and please attend the problem solving sessions. Thank you.